Scorpio, take a deep breath. You know that silent certainty that something big is happening behind the scenes of your life, that feeling that invisible pieces are moving, that accounts are being settled, that the universe is finally straightening out what was crooked. You're not crazy. You're not paranoid. You're absolutely right. Karma is at work right now, but here's what will send chills down your spine. It's not coming after you. It's working in your favor. And the people who hurt you, who betrayed you, who laughed at your pain, who mocked your downfall, who bet against you, those people are about to understand what it means to mess with someone the universe protects. Because Scorpio, you may not know this yet, but you've never been alone in this battle. Something is happening that your eyes don't see, but your soul feels. Every injustice you silently swallowed, every time you were humiliated and didn't fight back, every moment you bled inside but maintained your dignity on the outside, all of that has been recorded, all of that has been noted. And now the time for reckoning has come, not for revenge, but for justice, for balance, for cosmic order. Do you feel this weight lifting from your shoulders, or are you still resisting believing that your time has finally come? Lately, you've been feeling something changing, haven't you? A strange lightness, as if invisible shackles were being loosened, as if doors that had been locked for years suddenly began to creak, opening on their own. At the same time, you've noticed something peculiar. People who hurt you have started facing difficult situations, not because of you. You didn't even have to lift a finger, but somehow their lives began to crumble exactly when yours began to rebuild. Coincidence? Scorpio, you know there are no coincidences. There is cause and effect. There is action and reaction. There is what you sow and what you reap. Let me tell you what's really happening while you're living your life trying to move on. There's a force working behind the scenes, a higher intelligence that you don't control, but that answers you. Every tear you've shed alone in the dark has been counted. Every night you've spent awake, trying to understand why people you loved destroyed you without mercy. All of that has created an energetic debt, and the universe doesn't leave debts unpaid. It never has, it never will. Karma isn't revenge, Scorpio. Karma is a mirror. It's life returning to each person exactly the energy they put into the world. And those people who hurt you, they weren't just hurting you, they were hurting themselves. Because every negative action they directed against you was a seed of destruction they planted in their own soil. And now those seeds are sprouting, and they are reaping the storms they themselves created when they thought they were just playing with you. Do you know what's most fascinating about all this? You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to plan revenge. You didn't have to strategize to destroy them. You didn't have to lower your character to their level. All you had to do was one thing: move forward with dignity. Maintain your integrity even when it would have been easier to become bitter. Choose the light even when the darkness seemed more comfortable. And that, Scorpio, that was enough. Because when you choose the high path, the universe fights your battles, and the universe never loses. Now, pay attention, because this is important. There are people around you who are collapsing. Relationships that seemed perfect are imploding. Careers that seemed solid are crumbling. Masks that have been worn for years are finally falling. And if you look closely, if you really pay attention, you'll notice a pattern. These people have something in common. They have all, in some way, hurt you. They have all contributed to your pain, and now they are all facing the consequences of their own choices. And here's the part that will make you question everything. Have you felt sorry for them? Have you caught yourself thinking, wow, poor thing, going through so much? Scorpio, this shows the size of your heart, but it also shows that you still haven't fully understood what's happening. They are not victims. They are harvesters. They are reaping exactly what they sowed. And the compassion you feel for them, it's beautiful, but it doesn't change the fact that justice needs to be done. Not out of cruelty, but for balance. Do you really think you can prevent what they themselves have triggered? Do you know what hurts the most for those who hurt you? It's not seeing you cry. It's not seeing you suffer. What truly destroys them is seeing you shine. It's seeing you happy. It's seeing you thrive. It's seeing you free. Because when you were down, when you were broken, they could sleep peacefully at night. They could pretend they were good people who just made tough choices. But now that you're rising, from the ashes stronger and more radiant than ever, they have to face a devastating truth. They destroyed something precious. And now that something is shining for the whole world to see, and they're standing outside in the darkness, watching. Karma is at work, Scorpio, but it's not shouting. It's not making a fuss. It's working quietly, methodically, precisely. It's removing toxic people from their path. It's exposing lies that have been sustained for years. It's bringing to light truths that have been buried deep. And most interestingly, it's doing it in a way that these people can't blame anyone but themselves. Because karma doesn't punish. Karma simply reflects. And what's being reflected back to them now is the sum total of all the choices they made when they thought no one was watching. There's something you need to understand about your sign, Scorpio. You're not like the others. You carry a protection that transcends the physical world. When someone hurts you, it's not just you they're challenging a higher order, because you're connected to forces that most people can't even perceive. And these forces don't tolerate injustice against you, not because you're better than others, but because you're a catalyst. You're the one who transforms, who renews, who destroys the old so that the new can be born. And messing with a catalyst has consequences. And you know what's most impressive? You tried to warn some of these people, not with threats, not with harsh words, but with your silence, with your detachment, with that look that said, "You'll regret this." They laughed. They thought you were being dramatic. They thought it was weakness. But Scorpio, they mistook your restraint for impotence. They mistook your patience for passivity. And now they're discovering that a Scorpio's silence isn't surrender. It's preparation. It's the universe gathering forces for what comes next. Let me ask you a question. How many times in the last few months have you caught yourself thinking, "I just want justice"? How many times have you looked to the sky and asked, when will it be my turn to be happy without someone trying to destroy it? How many times have you felt tired of being strong, of being worthy, of doing the right thing while watching bad people prosper? Well, here's your answer. Now. Now is your turn. Now is the moment when everything is reversed. And you don't even need to do anything other than exist and shine. The rest is being taken care of. But there's something crucial you need to understand, Scorpio. Karma working in your favor doesn't mean you should rejoice in the downfall of others. It doesn't mean you should rub it in their faces. It doesn't mean you should be cruel or petty. In fact, it means the exact opposite. It means you should continue being who you are, intense, profound, loyal, transformative. It means you should use this phase not to sow more darkness, but to consolidate your light. Because the greatest proof of evolution isn't seeing your enemies fall. It's no longer needing enemies to feel strong. What's happening now is a test, not a test of your strength. You've proven that 1,000 times over. It's a test of your wisdom. The universe is asking you, can you see justice being done without becoming what you hate? Can you witness karma in action without letting it turn you into someone bitter and vengeful? And Scorpio, I know you can. Because you didn't survive everything, you survived to become like the people who hurt you. You survived to become a living example that it's possible to go through hell and come out the other side still human, still capable of loving, still capable of trusting. Now comes the part that will deeply affect you. While karma is working against those who have wronged you, it is also working in your favor in another way. It is bringing into your life people who will value you, opportunities that will uplift you, situations that will show you that you have always deserved the best. Because karma isn't just about destroying the negative, it's also about building the positive. And you, Scorpio, are entering the building phase. After so long demolishing what was worthless, cleaning up what was toxic, removing what was false, now you finally have clean space to build something true. Do you realize how your life is changing? How new people are appearing? How unexpected opportunities are arising? How situations that seemed impossible are suddenly resolving themselves? This isn't luck, Scorpio. This is positive karma manifesting. This is the universe saying, you paid the price, you learned the lessons, you maintained your integrity, now receive your reward. And the reward isn't just material, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's the peace of mind of knowing you did the right thing even when it was hardest. Something is happening that you may not have realized yet. The people who hurt you are trying to come back. Not all of them, but some. They are feeling the shift in energy. They are realizing that something is different, that you are different, and suddenly they want reconnection. They want explanations. They want to clear up misunderstandings. They want a new chance. And here's what you need to know. This is part of their karmic process, not yours. They need to try to fix what they broke, but you don't have to accept it. You owe nothing to anyone, especially not access to the new version of yourself to people who destroyed the old version. When they return, and some will, you'll feel something strange, not anger, not hatred, but a profound indifference, as if you were looking at strangers. And that will scare you for a second because, Scorpio, you are intense. You feel everything deeply. So when you feel nothing for someone who once meant everything, you question, what happened to me? Nothing happened to you, Scorpio. You just finally freed yourself. You finally cut the energetic cords that bound you to people who never deserved your time. And that freedom, it's scary, but it's also the most powerful thing you'll ever experience. Karma is bringing revelations. Secrets are coming to light. Things that have been hidden from you are being exposed. And each revelation will make you think, I knew it, because you always knew, Scorpio. Your intuition is infallible, but you doubted. You gave them the benefit of the doubt. You chose to believe the words instead of trusting what your soul was screaming. And that wasn't weakness. It was humanity. It was hope. It was love. But now you are learning that trusting your intuition isn't being negative. It's being wise. It's protecting yourself. It's honoring the gift you have of seeing beyond appearances. And here's something that will completely set you free. You no longer need their validation. You don't need them to admit they were wrong. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to acknowledge how much they hurt you, because karma doesn't wait for confessions to act. It acts independently of admissions of guilt. And you can move on without the closure you thought you needed. Because true closure doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. And it arrives when you finally understand that their opinion of you never mattered as much as you thought. Can you truly let go of the need for them to understand what they did? Scorpio, look around. Look at your life now. Look at who you are becoming. You survived betrayals that should have destroyed you. You rose from falls that should have broken you permanently. You kept your heart open even after it was shattered. You continued to believe in love even after being used. You continued to trust even after being deceived. And you know what that did? It didn't make you weak. It made you invincible. Because now you know that no matter what happens, you will always get back up. Karma is showing you something essential. You never needed revenge. You never needed to lower your character to achieve justice. You only needed to continue being yourself, because being yourself in your purest authenticity, in your deepest intensity, in your rawest truth, that in itself is such a powerful force that it reorganizes everything around you. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what are you now? You are someone the universe protects, someone life favors, someone who is finally aligned with their higher purpose. And there's more. Karma isn't over. It's only just beginning. Because it's not just about seeing those who hurt you face the consequences. It's about you finally receiving everything you always deserved but were denied. Real love, genuine respect, true opportunities, people who value you, situations that uplift you. And every good thing that comes into your life now will be so much sweeter because you know the price you paid to get here. You know the pain you endured. You know the nights you survived. And that makes every moment of happiness not just an achievement, but a victory. But let me warn you about something. Not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some people will be bothered by seeing you happy. They will try to minimize your achievements. They will look for flaws in what you are building. They will try to make you feel guilty for shining. And you know why? Because your light exposes their darkness. Your happiness reveals their bitterness. Your growth shows their stagnation. You are not doing anything against them. You are simply existing fully. But that, for some people, is too threatening, and that's okay. Let them be bothered. You are not responsible for making others feel comfortable with your evolution. Karma is teaching you something profound about divine justice. It always arrives. It may not be when you want it to. It may not be in the way you imagine, but it always arrives. And when it arrives, it is more precise and more complete than any human revenge could be, because the universe sees everything, knows everything, understands the motivations behind actions, and settles accounts with a precision that no earthly court could replicate. Now I want you to do something. Stop for a second and feel the weight lifting. Feel the energy shifting. Feel that sensation that finally, after so long, you can breathe without that tightness in your chest, without that constant anguish, without that question hammering in your head, why me? Because now you know the answer. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You needed to go through all of this to become who you are now. And who are you now? You are someone no one else can destroy. Because you've already hit rock bottom and discovered that even there you are strong. Even there you survive. Even there you find light. Karma is working in your favor, Scorpio, but it won't do everything for you. It will open doors, but you need to walk through them. It will create opportunities, but you need to seize them. It will remove obstacles, but you need to keep moving forward. Because the universe helps those who are in motion. It helps those who are trying. It helps those who didn't give up, even when they had every reason to give up. And here is the final revelation, the truth that will completely transform you. The greatest karma of all is not what is happening to the person who hurt you. The greatest karma is what is happening within you. It is the peace you are finding. It is the strength you are discovering. It is the self-love you are building. It is the version of you that is emerging from the ruins of who you were. This new version, this wiser, stronger, more conscious version, that is the true positive karma. That is the real reward. Because in the end, it doesn't matter what happens to others. What matters is what happens to you. And what is happening to you now is nothing less than a rebirth. So Scorpio, take one more deep breath, because you're about to enter the best phase of your life. Not because everything will be perfect, not because there won't be any more challenges, but because you now know something you didn't know before. You are protected, you are favored, you are supported by forces that go beyond human comprehension. And with this knowledge, with this certainty, you become unstoppable. You become what you were always destined to be, a force of nature, someone who transforms everything they touch, someone who is reborn whenever necessary, someone whom karma doesn't pursue but protects. And now, seeing all this unfold before your eyes, are you finally ready to leave the past where it belongs and embrace the future that has always been rightfully yours?